Hello, welcome back to Groundhog's Garage, or welcome to Groundhog's Garage if you're a new viewer. Today we are going to be installing a low profile tank console on my 2021 Road Glide Limited. This is from Advanblack, and it's a real simple installation. We'll go ahead and show you what tools you're going to be needed to use, and we'll get going from there. So for this installation, you're going to need a ratchet and a 10mm socket. I have an extension just because I want to use an extension. A number 3 Phillips screwdriver, a 5/32 Allen key, and a 3mm Allen key. A small flat bladed screwdriver, a pair of wire cutters for removing zip ties, a couple zip ties, and some electrical tape. So included in your package from Advanblack is your tank dash. It is ABS injection molded, pretty thick stuff, seems to be really sturdy. It's already painted to match for my bike, which is vivid black. The only thing is, this piece right here does not come already installed. You have to install that yourself. It's already installed on here. I didn't do it on camera because this video is actually a retake. I was disappointed in the way the first video came out, so figured, well, might as well do it again. And when I put these in here to secure this, I used blue Loctite on it, and I really don't want to break them loose. But right where these Allen screws go in, and they are the 3mm, there is brass inserts in there. Whenever I put these in, I went ahead and put a little dab of blue Loctite on them and secured them down into place. Not over tightening it because I didn't want to take a chance on pulling those brass inserts out, but they're good and snug. Also, what comes in your kit is your rubber trim pieces that go along the edge of your console, and a brand new gas cap. It's a flush mount style, and you'll see whenever we put it on. So like I stated, already put this on. Only thing I have really left to put on now is the trim rubber. When you put this on, you want you can see it's like a J. Don't know if you can see this on the camera or not, but you have a long side and it comes down around to a short side. And we'll go ahead and put this on to where this long side is on the inside portion of your console. And I like to start off flush down here at this edge, right up against the little notch right there. And it's just simple. You just run it right on up here, get it fit up nice and neat around here. Now it's not going to stay perfect right here, which that will be up front and no one will ever see it. And you do the same thing for the other side. And get this turned around the right way. There we go. Real simple. You just work it right into place. Right like this. Alright. And this piece is ready for install. So now we'll go ahead and get the bike ready to install that. I'll go ahead and grab my Phillips screwdriver. I'll grab my 5/32 Allen wrench and my ratchet 10mm socket and extension. And we'll go ahead and get the seat off, which you all watched my previous video. It was the installation of the Mustang seat. So you can always refer back to it if you need to know how to get the seat off. So we'll go ahead and just get the seat bolt out of here. Make sure you grab a hold of it, because man, you drop that thing, it's hard to tell where it'll go. And get this slid back and off. Set your seat over somewhere in a safe location. Set your screw there as well, and my screwdriver, so I don't need it now. So we got the seat off. We have access to our bolts that we need to remove. You need to open up your gas cap and take your actual gas cap out. The reason why I'm going with the low profile style is because it is a little bit lower, plus I don't have to deal with this cover for the gas cap. Whenever I have my cup in here and try to pull that up, I have to turn my bars completely to the right in order to put fuel in it. So I don't want to deal with that anymore. So we'll do away with this. So for this, we'll go ahead and take this 10mm bolt out right here. Get it broke loose. You will be reusing this bolt again. Set my pliers down there. Grab my Allen wrench. Now, you do have an Allen bolt located right up in the very front of your factory tank console. The easiest way to get to that is take your handlebars and rotate them a little bit to the left. Then you have good access to it. Just make sure your Allen key's locked down in. I don't know if you can tell on the camera or not, but your bolt is actually angled towards the front of the bike a little bit, maybe about 15-20 degree angle. That's why you need to turn your handlebars a little bit. Unless you have a ball Allen socket, then the only thing you'd have to do is just turn your ignition to lock. Then you'd be able to get right into it. But we'll just go ahead and get this out. We will save it because we will reuse it as well. There's my screw. We'll set these over here in a safe place. Set my Allen wrench there as well. Now I need to grab my wire cutters and my little flat blade screwdriver. I have a couple extra wires down here because we have heated gear. So your bike, if you have heated gear, you might have the same thing or not. Throw that over there out of the way. Now, pretty simple. Your original dash just lifts up, fold it back as far as you can, and if you can come around here, underneath you can see that wires are being held by the little metal clip here. The thing you gotta do is get your finger in there and pull your metal clip out, and it releases your tank sending unit wire. You have a vent line right here. This is not needed. So we'll pull it out and we'll do away with it. Now the only thing that's holding this on is the actual comms port. That's what we're going to be unplugging and taping the connector over. This does do away with your COM port. If for anybody that's wanting to use it, we don't. We have Bluetooth headsets that we use for our communications. You can come back around to the other side now. So that COM port really does us absolutely no good. Now, wire cutters are for the zip ties. Got a zip tie here and here that we need to cut and do away with. And I did loosen up my side cover just for easy access to those zip ties. I mean, you don't have to take your side cover completely off. You can just pop it loose like I did there. Now we have to undo this from the securement point. You just take your small flat blade screwdriver, and this being gray, it's really easy to see. You come right here to this black part, you just kind of wedge your screwdriver down in there just so slightly between the gray and the black. Just give it about a quarter of a twist and slide your connector forward. You can see the little nubs right here. That's what holds your connector to its mounting point. Now we have to get to the one underneath the gray one. It's a black connector, and it is secured the same way. Just give it about a quarter of a turn, start sliding it forward. Now they're released. Now this is the one for your COM port. Well, look here. Looks like I just slide my... Oh, you just push down on this and pull it out. Then your console is completely free. We'll set this over here out of the way. Grab my electrical tape. And we'll get that electrical connector covered. Just in the off chance that we get some water underneath of there. You never know where water goes whenever you hit a rainstorm on the bike. So I just kind of want to make sure this is covered up. Cover it up that way. Let me get another piece here. And we'll cover it up the other way. Kind of make like a big X, just to help seal everything up. Then what we'll do is we'll take our electrical tape and go around it a couple times just to make sure it holds everything in place. Yeah, there's once. And there's twice. That should be good. We'll go ahead and give this a little cut. Try not to cut my finger off. Okay, all taped up. It's not 100% waterproof, but it'll definitely help keep water out of the connector. So we'll just put these back onto the factory locations here. I got a little clip over there. It kind of holds me up on this one. There it goes. They're now clicked into place. Same way with your gray one here. As you can see, right there's the slot for it to go in. There, it's in. It's locked tight. We'll go ahead, get our wires back where they need to go. I'll grab my zip ties here. And like I stated, I just went ahead and loosened that up so I can get my zip ties in through here. Here's where it's nice to have small fingers, but just be persistent and you'll be able to grab it and get it to where you need it. If not, you can just use a pair of needle nose pliers and reach down in there and grab a hold of it. But Well, I got my finger on it. Let's see if I can get it slid up into the right place. Ooh, almost. There we go. There it is. All right, get these back down. Didn't want to get it very tight right yet because I have to get this one through. You can see it can be a little bit difficult to get your fingers down in here and to work with. There we go. Once you get it started, you can pretty much maneuver it right where you want it to go. All right, let's get this wire one down in here. There we go. And we'll go ahead and get these tightened down. Keep your wiring nice and neat, because whenever you go to start adding different things to your bike, such as lighting, stereos, whatnot, you'll be glad you kept your wiring nice and neat. Okay. This one, I need to run over here on this side. And I need to grab a small wire tie. And we'll keep it tied out of the way. See if I can find a small one. Yeah, there we go. I'll just run that down through there. Get my big old fingers on this thing. I just want to make sure there's plenty of room away from this stud, because that's what your seat slides up on. And I just have to keep in my mind to be careful whenever I put my seat on. That way I don't pinch it or anything of that nature. We'll go ahead and snip that wild end off. Okay, now we'll grab the tank dash here. And the reason why I ran this wire over on this side is because my dash is a whole lot narrower, the new one is, than what the stock one is. And my bike is a little bit less than a year old, and I did have marks down through here from the factory console or dash, whatever you want to call it. And off camera, I buffed all this out to get rid of those marks, because if you don't, they will show up after you install this. So now you just kind of lay it down on there, get your wires ran up underneath it here, make sure there's nothing pinching. It sits nice and flat. And we're there. I'm going to go ahead and install my bolt up front and just snug it very lightly. Get my handlebars turned back around here a little bit more so I can see what I'm doing. And I want to go ahead and take my gas cap. When you get your gas cap, it comes with a kit. You're going to have a couple flat gaskets here. Then you're going to have an O-ring. The O-ring is only used if you have tank covers. If you don't have tank covers, you take the O-ring off and just leave the two flat gaskets on there. Now I'm just going to very lightly screw my gas cap in. That way I don't take the chance of dropping this bolt down in my gas tank. I'd hate to do that. That'd be a real pain in the ass to recover. Alright, now if we can get this thing started in here straight without cross threading. Alright, there we go. Now it's started. Like I said, I'm just going to very lightly, just wait till I feel it make just a little bit of contact. I'm going to back it up just a little bit. Make sure I don't have any wires pinched underneath there. No wires sticking out, or the wire labeling such as this sticking out. And then we'll get our bolt lined up and put back in. Which sometimes this can be a little bit tricky getting it to start, and sometimes it goes right in. So let's see what our luck's going to be like this time. Oh my God, it went. Okay, great. So now I'll go ahead and tighten my gas cap down a little bit more to where it needs to be. That way it centers everything up. And we'll go ahead and tighten our Allen bolt down and make sure our trim pieces are slid up in the right place, which mine slipped on me a little bit, so I'm going to loosen this up some where I can get them slid right up on there. There we go. Now if I had a third arm or a third hand, that would be nice. I'll get this tightened down. Don't go too tight with this. You're just screwing down on the plastic. Just nice and snug will work. And it's a, like I said, flush mount gas cap. And that's pretty much it for the install with the dash. Then your seat goes back on like normal. We'll go ahead and do that. Let me straighten these back out some. But gas cap, pretty simple. You just push down the center part, rotate counterclockwise, and it'll spring back up. And then it's gnarled around here to where you can get a grip on it. And you just pull your gas cap up out. Then you can add fuel. Just that simple. And after you put it back on, push down, turn it clockwise, and it's back to being flush mount again. So if you have any questions, please ask in the comment place, in the comment spot. Any suggestions, more than welcome to hear it. So I think this is going to conclude the install of the Advanblack tank console.